Welcome back. The second game is going to get underway in just a short while. The pitch is getting tested to its limit today. 2 games inside only 1 day. Red Bull Salzburg against WSG Tirol, the second game of today. And this is going to be a very tough challenge, a very, tougher challenge maybe compared to the first one we had today, which was of course against Steyr, against Vorwärts Steyr. 11, retrospectively 12 of our players. Amadilic got substituted at halftime. Played in that game and they won it 6-0. And the second half of our team, concluding the likes of Enoch Mwepu, concluding the likes of Omar Soleh, concluding the likes of Karim Adeyemi, will be tested in the second game of today against WSG Tirol. Why is it tougher? Because WSG Tirol is of course a team from the Austrian Bundesliga. Vorwärts Steyr only a team from the second tier of Austrian football, and so the challenge will be tougher. They sit in 5th place after the first half of the season, which was ended by the winter break, and now they're trying to get back and obviously stay in the top half of the season, because that would mean that they could theoretically at least play European football, and that would be something that WSG Tirol as a club, as a, I would say, minor club of Austrian football, has very rarely achieved. If they have anything to their name, it's not European football. And currently sitting in 5th place, they would be a front runner to feature in the UEFA Europa League, and they would like to claim the place and retain their place, of course. Our Red Bulls, they will be looking to win the second game of today in the same fashion as the first one, and just before they try to do so, we will put you into the commercial break and straight back then to our lineups.
Red Bull verleiht Flügel.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Yeah, I feel good. Oh, I feel good. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
Make your day a happy day. Du kannst ein Tablet gratis haben, zu allen A1 Glasfaser-Internettarifen. Superschnell surfen im 5-Giganetz von A1. Rund um die Uhr mit maximaler Stabilität durch ungeteilte Bandbreite. Für unlimitiertes Online-Vergnügen. Egal wie viele deiner Nachbarn gerade surfen, streamen, gamen oder Katzenvideos schauen. Jetzt mit Gratis-Herstellung. Und das Tablet
ist meins.
Du kannst alles im 5-Giganetz von A1.
Du willst trainieren wie die Profis? Deine Idole kennenlernen? Und unvergessliche Momente erleben? Dann komm in eines unserer Bulls Camps und sei dabei.
Wann hast du es das letzte Mal glücklich gemacht? Dein einzigartiges, besonderes Talent, das geteilt werden will. Mit anderen oder nur mit dir selbst. Das nicht viel braucht, außer Aufmerksamkeit. Alles andere kommt dann ganz von selbst. Talent comes naturally. Organics by Red Bull.
So we are back, and once again we see the pitch here in Taxham, which is in brilliant condition. 90 minutes played there so far, so if there is one or another little blip inside the ground, don't shout at me, but this is of course the lineup for WSG Tirol, our opponent in the second friendly of today. And we have here Ferdinand Oswald, who is the goalkeeper, David Guganik, who has some history with FC Red Bull Salzburg, played here in the academy and for FC Liefering. Then Tianos Petsos, internationally renowned Greek player, played for FC Red Bull Salzburg, played for Rapid Wien, of course. Florian Rieder, Zan Rogul, the Slovene right back. Zlatko Dedic, Slovene as well in his own right, is the striker. Played also in the World Cup 2010. Fabian Koch, Kelvin Jeboa, second striker. David Schneck, Rafael Behutnik, Nemanja Celic. That's the lineup for WSG Tirol. The coach is Thomas Silberberger for now 7.5, retrospectively 8 years in charge. Coached them all the way up from the third tier into the Austrian Bundesliga. Very, very good manager. And on our side, 11 new players in comparison to our first fixture on the earlier part of this day. Carlos Coronel in goal, the squad with Albert Valci playing in the center at the heart of defense, together with Omar Solé and Patrick Fakash playing on the left-hand side. David Affengruber as well in defense. Then we have our midfield four, which consists of Nicolas Seiwald, Masaya Okugawa, Enoch Mwepu and Maurits Kjergaard. And then up front we have Karim Adeyemi, featured by Junior Adamu as striking force, which already played a lot of times for FC Liefering as well as for the under-19s in the UEFA Europa League. Yeah, and we will see again the teams are already in the best shape and going out onto the pitch for the game that will be starting in 3 or 4 minutes. Maybe a word or two about WSG Tirol, the team that some say would overachieve in the early parts of this season. 12 games being played, obviously, in the Austrian Bundesliga, and 17 points gained for WSG Tirol, which puts them in 5th place. Quite a distance, even though to the 4th place. Rapid Wien sits there with 24, so 7 points down to Rapid Wien and 8 points down to our fellow Red Bulls. So there is a gap in between these teams. Nevertheless, some of our best players already featured in the earlier game of today. So having said that, they will be having a tough challenge against WSG Tirol. The 11 players I just read out. Just to conclude this one, we have 4 more players on the bench. That's Alexander Walke, that's Samson Baidu, who was on the bench already, unused substitute in our first game of today. Benjamin Sheshko as well, unused substitute in our first game. And then Noah Okafor, who is now for the first time on the bench, likely to feature. So there we saw Ferdinand Oswald, goalkeeper and skipper for WSG Tirol, clapping hands with the referee. And then Kelvin Jeboa trying some sprints for the Tyroleans. They are in a little bit of, I wouldn't say trouble, but their main sponsor, Swarovski, and Diana Langes, who is the chairman of the club. They said they would retreat from their adventures with WSG Tirol, getting out of the club, which puts a doubt onto the existence of WSG Tirol. Nevertheless, they find themselves in a good position, and maybe they can somehow survive through qualifying for Europe. We will see how all that plays out. But we will see how that plays out for the first 90 minutes in the year 2021 for all the players on the pitch. Now completely different 11 to they've won in the first game of today. Over 200 people already on the live stream. Nice to have you here. Get your predictions in and get your questions in. Brendan Aronson will be joining me as a co-commentator in a few minutes. Masaya Okugawa getting the first touches onto the ball. And the Tyroleans via Koch trying to play out the back with a long ball. David Affengruber, one of the youngsters, a regular for FC Liefering, 19 years old, now getting his chance with the first team, trying to impress Jesse Marsh, who has fielded two very strong 11s today. Patrick Farkas, left-hand side of the defense, trying to impress there. Albert Vaichi on the right-hand side can play every single position of the back four, right, middle, left. Very good right foot, also a free kick taker. And Tirol tries to play out of the back. Very high pressing, Karim Adeyemi already pressuring the defensive four. But of course they are seasoned in the Bundesliga and they know how to play against a very stiff, a very high press. And they're winning the ball back. So good in transitional moments. Masaya Okugawa knows how to initiate a good game, knows how to initiate a good attacking threat. And once again, WSG Tirol is no team to be joked about. They know exactly what it takes. So it is a tough test. No 6-0 expected in comparison to the first game that we saw against Vorwärtssteyr. It ended 6-0. 3 goals from Patzendaka, 1 goal from Brendan Aronson, and a brace from Rasmus Christensen, making it 6-0. Brendan Aronson in top fashion already. Not even 2 weeks in training here in Salzburg. And looks like a major member of the team already. And now the first breakthrough. Can we get a chance off? Masaya Okugawa has a hard time dealing with that. Enoch Mwepu, he was asked by a lot of Zambians watching the first game. He's now here directing the play from the center. A newly married man. Married his girlfriend in Zambia in the winter, just 2 weeks ago. Patzendaka attending the wedding as well. And Omar Zoulé clears it. Also a player who hasn't become a lot of chances to feature inside this very brilliant Red Bull Salzburg team. Playing great football. But will, however, get more chances in the upcoming weeks. One of his main rivals for a place in the central attacking, in the central defensive unit, Jérôme Onguené, just had a transfer to Genoa into the Italian Serie A. Likes to impress there, get some game time. It's only a loan move. We'll be heading back to Salzburg in summer. But obviously 1 man down in the heart of defense, so Omar Zoulé can expect more game time. Five minutes played already, and you see a very much open game. WSG likes to attack as well. No holding back here. Enoch Mwepu pressing together with Maurits Kiergaard. Little, but also a tall kid. Max Weber is walking by. Had a good game in the first 90 today against Vorwärts Steyr. Now watching the game alongside his teammates. And yes, due to the questions from some users here on YouTube, this is played in Taxham, which is the training center of FC Red Bull Salzburg, which is only a stone throw away from the stadium. You can't see it from here, but if you were looking in the other direction of the camera, there is Taxham, then there is a motorway, and then there is the Red Bull Arena. So next door neighbors to our home ground. This brilliant training facility, 4 full-scale pitches. And even though it is snowy, and you see that in the background, a lot of snow in the night from yesterday to yesterday, the pitch is in perfect condition. Junior Adamu working hard to let the ball stay inside the field. However, not lucky this one. Only 19 years of age, but an absolute machine. If you watch Junior Adamu play, he is quite a force. Can play in behind and also as a target man. Very good striker. And has scored 6 goals already in the second league of Austria with FC Liefering. Maybe looking to have a good second part of the season there, or get a loan out to further his development. Fabian Koch now opening the play for Tirol, but possession retained quickly by Enoch Mwepu, trying to initiate an attack and only stopped by a foul. That is Junior Adamu. I just said, a force to be reckoned with. And now he's struggling a bit after a hefty challenge. David Affengruber, number 34, playing together with Omar Solé. Has to deal with Kevin Yeboah, not an easy task. Quick striker, who is not only by chance the holder of the same name as Tony Yeboah, is not his son but his nephew. So Tony Yeboah, seasoned Premier League player of back in the days, 90s, played for Leeds United as well as some other teams there. Kelvin Yeboah, his nephew, with WSG Tirol. Very good striker. Now Maurits Kiergaard drifting to midfield. Looks to set in with Karim Adeyemi. However, possession lost. Now WSG Tirol look to make an impact. But still a little bit flawed in the challenges to make a good effort there in midfield. Not every pass is exact. This one is though. Petzos onto the left flank. Ball gets delivered. And so Omar Solé clears it out. Has no chill, this young man. Really tries to play with full force here, also Moritz Kjærgaard. We featured him on the website, and I say it again, I said it this morning already. If you are a fellow fan of FC Red Bull Salzburg and like to get all the informations, like to get updated every day about the latest news surrounding the club, get the mobile app. It's available in German, of course, but now also available in English. So head to the App Store, head to the Google Play Store, wherever you get your mobile apps, and download the FC Red Bull Salzburg app. You can see a feature, you can read it, and you can also watch a highlight video of Moritz Kjærgaard, 17-year-old, already an international for Denmark's under-21. Is regarded as the biggest talent of his country. Mentioned along the names of the likes of Christian Eriksen. Now 1.5 years in Salzburg, cutting his teeth in the under-18s, and then also FC Liefering now the first time to feature in a game of the big boys. Masaya Okugawa nearly wins it with a good effort to press, but Tirol somehow manages to keep onto the ball. Albert Valci build-up play over the right-handed side. Now gets dribbled past. And this is Yeboah. Rida is trying to regain it, but Junior Adamo is breaking through, and he gets held by his opponent. And it's only right that he gets a free kick awarded for that. Surely that would be a yellow card in a competitive game. First free kick in even a semi-dangerous area, but played around the back to David Affengruber. Made the team of the first half in the second league of Austria. He and Junior Adamo, two players who feature in the team of the first half. Masaya Okugawa plays in what was supposed to be for Junior Adamo. Just nearly doesn't get there. 30 minutes played and all the efforts on the side of the Red Bulls. Masaya Okugawa very good at directing the press. Ball gets sent across to Koch. And they're searching for it time and time again on the right-handed side. That's Masaya Okugawa playing in Patrick Farkas. Hasn't got a lot of touches of the ball so far. Only 30 minutes played though. Junior Adamo being called offside here by the linesman. So it is number 30, Rafael Behutnik, who gets to take the opportunity to make a free kick inside the own half, playing it out seasonedly. And now they try to hit us on the counter, playing it in really quickly. Kelvin Yeboah finds number 21, that's Shan Rogul. And good effort from Masaya Okugawa to win it back. Can he initiate an attack though? He can't. Shan Rogul still on the ball. Now Nemanja Celic. And Guganik again onto the left-handed side. Tough challenge though to win a battle against the big, the physical Moritz Kjærgaard. Still only 17 though. And Karim Adeyemi chases down Guganik. has a hard time there dealing with the quick, energetic German. And just stay with me, Brent Nerensen is a few minutes away from joining. He will be shortly onto the live stream. Really looking forward to it as well. That's Junior Adamo again, holding up the play. As I said before, can play in behind the lines, but also as a target man. So deliver the ball to him in whichever height you want. Head, chest, feet, thighs. There's nothing that man can't do. Also someone who plays in various teams of the Austrian youth national teams. Started out under 16s, 18s, already in his 20s and 21s. And it's only a matter of time until he plays for the full national team. And Omar Solé, really physical, wins the battle with Zlatko Dedic, who is of course a seasoned international. As I pointed out, already played a World Cup 2010, when back in the days he was playing for VfL Bochum in Germany and for the Slovene national team. WSG Tirol looking to make an effort here. Tianos Petsos playing in his fellow teammate, and that of course is a foul. David Affengruber had no chance there but pull his opponent down. Doesn't like to get dribbled past, but this is now an opportunity to surely make an effort at goal. And two players are standing here, and I already see him coming. That's Brent Nerensen. Jumping onto the commentary here. Scoreline still 0-0, and he is here.
What's up, guys?
Hello and welcome, Brent Nerensen. First 90 minutes for you.
Yeah.
How do you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it a lot, man. It was a lot of fun with the team. I think we all started. I think the first 20 minutes was a little flat at first, I feel like, but once we got a rhythm and we just started playing, I think it was great. I think that the football that they play here, I feel like it fits me, and I just have a great time with it. And whenever I get on the field, I just enjoy it.
It looked like you would have been here for a year, even more. You featured really good, and it didn't look like there were any miscommunications, any doubts in your mind in the manner of which you should have played here.
Yeah.
And already a goal and an assist followed.
Thank you.
Do you think you already understand every dynamic inside the team?
Yeah, I feel like I do. I think everybody's been great with the kind of introducing me to the style of play and what we need to do on the field. And I think the pressing part of things has been great. And I think for me, it's just getting the speed down. And I think that when we train in training, they train at a speed every single day so high. So when you get into the game, it's like easy. So I think that we got to keep continuing to do that. And then I'll keep developing as a player and see where the season goes. And hopefully we win some trophies at the end of the season.
You played on the left-handed side in the first half, right-handed side in the right, in the second half, of course. Which part do you enjoy more? Was it a little bit easier on the right-handed side? Because in the second half, it looked like a goal and an assist was about to follow. So
yeah,
it maybe suits you more.
Yeah, honestly, I told him from the start, like I felt more comfortable on the left side because I like going on my left, so I can turn on my left and then drive inside with my right. That's kind of where I feel a little bit more comfortable, so I can like whip in a shot. But when we get to the end line, I think it's easier for me on the right-hand side, of course, because I'm right-footed, to whip a ball in like the one that Patson scored. That's what Jesse wanted me to do in the first half. I had a ball that was played down the line. I should have played it first time, but it was good in the second half. I had that same chance, and I did what he asked. Sorry.
obviously Rasmus Christensen, who played on the right side as well.
Yeah.
Scored 2 goals. Very good effort from him as well. I don't think I've ever seen him score 2 in a single match. Do you already, because I've also heard you,
Yeah.
you talk a little bit outside the field. Do you already develop some kind of a relationship there?
Yeah, no, Rasmus has been really great for me. I think that he was a new guy last year, so I think he understands what it's like being a new guy, and I think that yeah, he's been really welcoming and asking if I need to stay at his place, and yeah, he's just been really good in that sense, and I think that he likes NBA. I like NBA, so we like talking about the NBA and other sports like that, but he's into the American sports, so it's kind of funny talking to him about it, and he knows a lot about it, to be fair. So it's a good relationship right now.
So
What a ball.
I assume you're with Philly when it comes to NBA?
Yeah, I'm a 76ers fan, of course, in basketball, but in football,
Rasmus?
I don't know what he is. I never really asked him. I don't think he's like a fan of one team, but I should have asked. That's probably should have been the one question I asked him, but no, he pays attention to that a lot, and it should be in football. I support the 49ers because of my
49ers?
yeah.
It's not even
it's not the Eagles. Yeah, it's
Not the
weird
Eagles.
because my dad's from San Francisco,
Oh.
or he's from the area, and he grew up supporting the 49ers and Joe Montana and stuff like that. So I kind of developed that.
That's also a funny story. Your dad owns a football club, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So in which division do they play?
They play in. So they just have 2 teams that. So they were originally a club team. You know how they are. They have an academy and a club team in America, and the academy is the best league that you can get to. Like it's called an MLS Academy now, and they actually have 2 teams that are in that MLS Academy now, which is amazing for a New Jersey team because you don't really have that many. You only have one other team in New Jersey that's an academy team. But for club, they've been to national championships. They've been to the whole thing like that, and yeah, I think the club's only on the up because there's a lot of talent in South Jersey and wherever we get the talent from, and yeah, it's really exciting to see where my dad's club goes from here.
Yeah, Medford, New Jersey. That's where you're from, and already watching a little bit on the side here when we had the first game on.
Yeah.
About 1,000 people were watching. Not sure if they were all American, but a lot of them. And now we're seeing Masaya Okugawa driving
goal.
through midfield and toe poking it into the net, nearly, but just not. But a very good effort, the best effort we had so far inside the first 22 minutes. A lot of Americans, however, are there, and a lot of them say you should be supporting the Patriots.
The Patriots. That would be a good team to support because they win almost every year, except this year they're not doing too great. But yeah, that's a great team to support.
When it comes to sports personalities, one funny thing, last year, the documentary about Michael Jordan came out.
Yeah.
I don't know what the exact name was, but Jesse made the whole team watch it.
Yeah.
As he said, this is kind of the winning mentality every sportsman should have.
Yeah.
You being an NBA fan, what does Michael Jordan mean to you? Is he on the top list of maybe all the sports personalities there are around?
Yeah, for sure. I think Michael Jordan's. You can tell in that whole documentary that he's a winner, and that team was full of bunch of winners. There were some personalities, but I think that they were just all personalities of winning. And when they got on the court, it was all business. And I think that's what Jesse's trying to create here, is a team that takes a lot to lose. You know what I mean? And I think that every training you can tell the winning mentality. It's every single when we do 5v5 in training or just little possession games. It's if you don't win and you're not doing well, they will get on you and they'll tell you do better, work harder, all this kind of stuff. So the mentality here is great, and I think that's why it's been a winning club over the years.
Now one player is in behind, and that's the first chance and also the first goal for WSG Tirol. And that's maybe the difference in levels that we see here. Vorwärts Steyr team from the second tier, not as esteemed in front of goal, but Tirol, they are from the Bundesliga, and that's the Slovene player, that's Jan Rogil, that scored here their first goal. And that was a little bit too easy, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say it was a little easy. I think it was a ball over the top, running in behind. We play with a kind of a higher line, but for me, I think we always need to be wary of what's behind us. But I'm sure we're going to come back and score one.
That's also one thing that can happen, and I think you need to be a really good team to expose that.
Yeah.
Our fullbacks, they push really high, so there's always a channel in behind them, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they used to cause some damage, and yeah, they did. That's now almost 25 minutes played, and we're trailing 1-0. For you, after a game of 90 minutes, I think you had some sort of physio, was it right? What do you do after a game?
Yeah, so when I was just getting back here, I meant to come here earlier, but I had to get in the ice bath because I have little knocks from the game, and you always need to deal with that right after because it helps with recovery and that kind of thing. So I was in the ice bath, went in the sauna a little bit, and that all helps with that kind of stuff. But oh, here we go. Goal.
Here we go, that's Karim Adeyemi. Oh, and good effort. Just nearly gets it in. And the goalkeeper has to have strong hands to keep that one out. That's Ferdinand Oswald.
Oh, what a save.
Very good save because that bounced as well.
Yeah.
So a little surprising for me that this wasn't a corner afterwards. But even though, good effort, and we're making the right moves here.
I thought Messiah, I thought Messiah touched that, did he not?
Did he?
No, I think the center back did actually.
Pressing is also something that maybe needs a little bit of adaptation when you first came here.
Yeah.
Is it similar as in Philly, or is it more intense? Has it different triggers?
Yeah, no, I think it's different for sure. I think that in Philly we would press, but the pressing here is totally different. You need to press through, and I think sometimes today I got caught pressing 2 times too fast, and then I was easy to beat off the dribble. So I think for me it's just kind of finding that right thing of pressing, but then knowing when to slow down or when to tackle the player. And I think that's something I'm learning. But yeah, the intensity is way higher, and he wants you to always take that final step to try to win the ball, because in America or wherever else it is, players like to slow down. You think that you're getting pressure to the ball, but really you're pressing to win the ball, and a lot of people don't think of that like that.
It's funny you say that, because I had, when I watched the game, obviously for the first, for the 90 minutes we played on this morning, I always had the feeling that you were the most urgent to press.
Yeah.
The other ones were a little bit more content. And then you rushed in.
Yeah.
And sometimes they helped you out, but of course pressing is one of the harder things to learn. Because it's obviously an effort of 11 players. It's not only you.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be in perfect timing.
Yeah.
I think timing is more important than the urgency, isn't it?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that the timing, and sometimes, maybe I shouldn't have gone sometimes. Maybe I should have stayed in, but I have guys behind me that will tell me to go. So I think that helps too when you have players behind you, like Rasmus is a very vocal player. You have Andreas, who's a very vocal player, and then you also have Amar that comes in. I didn't get to play on his side, but he's vocal too. And I think that helps for one of the forward guys, because they can see in front of you and they can tell you when to go and what triggers. Because of course I'm new, so I need to keep learning the triggers, so that helps a lot having someone back there like that.
Some user called Uninterrupted Rhythm says, Brenton, you're pretty good, you should commentate games. Maybe for a second career?
Maybe, I would like that a lot, that'd be great. I think it's a lot of, whenever I hear that, I mean, I love watching football, so that's something I would definitely look into.
Now I'll ask you about your kind of take on your first 90 minutes. Did you get any feedback from the coaching as well already?
No, not yet. I think we'll probably talk about it tomorrow, but of course they said congrats on my first goal. I think that's huge when you have a supporting cast around you that really is there for you and makes you feel like, yeah, you did well in that sense, but there's always stuff for you to work on. I think I like that too, is when coaches after the game kind of come up to you and you're like, oh, you should have done that better. Like, you know what I mean? So you're not so high, and I think that's great too. But we'll see tomorrow. Probably have meetings tomorrow about the game. We'll see how it goes from there.
Tirol is now taking an effort to maybe find the second goal, finding acres of space in the middle. Did they find
Good block.
an opportunity though? Not really. Maybe the second wave. Now Omar, he's a rock in behind.
Yeah, he is. He's really good. I see a lot of quality in training small side, he's for such a big guy. He's got great feet, and he knows how to play out of the back. He's got great passing too. So, I mean, everywhere in this club you see a lot of quality. So it's great.
I remember the time he firstly introduced himself to Salzburg, and
Yeah.
he came there just after. I think he had a crucial ligament damage.
Yeah, I think I heard that he did his ACL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he overcame that and hasn't even played, I think, a whole game, but
Yeah.
changed from Lyon to Salzburg. And he came in, and I thought, like, well, he is still a kid somehow,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he's really young, but he's a physiological freak,
Yeah.
so big, so strong.
For sure, for sure.
And Jesse says he reminds him a lot of Upamecano.
Yeah, he does. He's deceptively fast too. Like he can run. He's quick, and I think that's what Upamecano has too. And he's just an overall beast. You know what I mean? But yeah, good play by Kareem.
So he has all the ingredients. It's only, I think, a matter of concentration.
Oh, what a play!
So that's good interplay, 1-2 between Adamu and Kiergaard. Not finding a shot though. And there's a little bit of misunderstanding between Celic and Rogul, the goal scorer. A lot of youngsters are featuring here. Some
Yeah.
of them might not be playing with us the whole season, but
Yeah.
maybe next season as well. If you had to pick one who is the most advanced in their career already,
Yeah,
maybe taking into account David Affengruber,
yeah.
Maurits Kiergaard, well, Karim Adeyemi is already a part of the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
team,
yeah.
but Junior Adamu, if you had to pick one, which
Yeah.
one would you say is the most advanced?
That's tough because all of them have such great qualities, I think, as players, and I think they're all different in their own ways. But I mean, I can go player by player. I think that for me, I think Benji, who's not playing right now, he has all the tools to be an amazing striker, and you can see it in training, like these little sparks of finishing, running behind, unbelievable, being able to put his foot up in the air like it's crazy. But he's going to be a great player. And then you have Mao, who I think is really good because he plays my position and I watch him every single day in training. He's really good on the ball for such a big guy, and he can find that final pass. And then Kareem and Junior up top are just problems. They can run in behind, they can strike a ball. So I'm really impressed with every academy kid that's come up, and I love seeing that too. I think that's how I came up, and it's something that this club's really, really good at.
You played for a team called Bethlehem Steel, is it right?
Yeah.
That's the farm team of
It's like
Philadelphia
Liefering, yeah,
Union.
it's like Liefering here.
How much of a benefit is that if you have that farm team around and you get your game minutes at a
Yeah,
little bit lower level,
yeah.
but you still get your game time?
Yeah, no, it was great for me. It was great to take that next step. I think that playing for Seal at the time, I wasn't playing right off the bat. Like, I didn't just get pulled up and play. I had to really earn it because there was first-team players that would come down and play, and I needed every single day in training to prove that I deserve to play. I deserve to get on the field and have my chance. And then when I get my chance, take it, which I thought I did in my debut when I was 17 against, like, Tampa Bay Rowdies. So it was great.
Did any member of your family watch? I mean, it's pretty early in
Yeah.
the United States still, but I thought, well, I hoped at least that we reach some of the Aronsons over there.
Yeah. No, I was really hoping that.
Oh, Karim, he's through,
Oh, good play, man.
but that wasn't easy.
Yeah, no.
Very little space ahead of Oswald
Yeah.
to make something happen here.
No, but going back to your question, my girlfriend, I think she was up for it, and I give her a lot of credit for that, and she's really supportive in that sense. And I got a text from my dad, too. I'm not really sure if he watched. I think they were hoping that, I don't know if the game's going to be able to replay on YouTube, is it?
Of course it is.
Yeah, of course, so they'll watch it again, probably like that. But my girlfriend's great in that sense. She's really supportive, and I really thank her a lot for getting up at that time. And then if my family did too, I can't thank them enough. I actually got a text from my Aunt Linda too. Everybody in my family is so supportive, so it's awesome.
They will be also. Well, they don't need to buy a jersey. Oh, there's Albert Walci! Oh, with the back of his head. He wasn't ever seeing it if it dropped into the net, but it didn't. What I was about to say, they don't need to buy a jersey. They will get sent one by you. But for any fans out there, they can head to redbullshop.com and get their hands on the Brandon Aronson jersey with the number 11, and that's why they get 11% discount if they use the discount code Aronson11, and the first A is in capital. So
Yep.
make sure you buy one. There's also the opportunity to buy an international one. So if we play in the UEFA Europa League, we wear different jerseys. Do you look forward to this competition as well? I mean, it's a major competition.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
biggest one we still take part in.
No, yeah, Europa League. Even Europa League's been a dream of mine. I think any European league and being able to play in the Austrian Bundesliga has been a dream of mine, and I think that Villarreal should be a really good game. I watch them in the La Liga a lot, and they're a really, really good club, and I think that it should be a really good game for us. It'd be really challenging, but for me, I just want to help the team as best I can and just do whatever I can if I get on the field. And I think that this has for sure always been a dream of mine.
Karim Adeyemi once again in that left channel. He's so strong in there. Villarreal, of course, coached by serial winner in the UEFA Europa League, Unai Emery.
Yeah.
Won it 3 times with Seville. Looking to be a hard game, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think it is, and I think that's what they love here is these hard games, the challenging games. So it should be really interesting, and I think it should be a really good game because they challenge. I think they're in 4th place right now. Am I wrong?
No, they're playing a really good season. I think they were unbeaten for 11 games,
Yeah.
but just got beaten last week.
Yeah.
Don't know by who though. The thing is, in the preparation for our first game in the Europa League, which will be held at our stadium, and then we need to go away a week later. I already watched some statistics, and the interesting thing is that for the most all-time statistics in the Europa League, Villarreal or our team is leading the table. So I think they have the most wins, but we have the most games.
Yeah.
And so it's really a clash of superlatives.
Yeah, for sure.
You could say.
For sure. It'll be really interesting, and I'm really excited if I play in that game.
I hope you will, of course.
Yeah, no.
But a big number of players inside the squads. We
Oh,
see
yeah.
here 11 different ones to the 11 that has played in the earlier fixture today.
Yeah. No, it's a really competitive squad, and I think that's what pushes it day in and day out is you need to perform. And Jesse takes note of that, and I think Jesse's all about the training and what you do day in and day out in training. So I think that you just need to come to training and compete, and you'll have the spot for sure.
And one thing I recognized immediately, first got to speak to you.
Yeah.
Offside here, call against Masaya Okugawa. You have the competitive edge. You like to be challenged every day. Is that something you also take into other fields of your life? Do you like to have a good card game in the
Yeah.
evening? Do you like to,
Yeah.
don't know, make everything into a competition, or is it just football?
No, everything. I think that my biggest competitor is my brother in everything, because me and him have been like best friends since a very young age. We did everything together, and we challenge each other on the soccer field every day, and then we get a friendly, I guess you can't really say friendly, there's a few broken paddles and ping pong. Literally anything we do together, like FIFA, any video game, really anything, and even with my best friends too. Yeah, I think I'm a very competitive person, and I grew up like that, so it's a lot of credit to my dad and my brother and my situation and my club teammates when I was younger too.
That's Paxton, right?
Yeah, Paxton Aronson.
He's a footballer as well, 2 years younger than you.
He's playing his first season this year with the Philadelphia Union, and it should be really interesting to see how he does, and I'm only hoping for the best for him, and I think he's going to do really well.
So strong feet here from
Yeah,
Moritz
really-
Kjaergaard
really
playing in
good.
Patrick Farkas.
Oh,
Just gets a little bit too less on it,
Nice.
but
boom!
chance is still alive.
Oh, good try.
Tirol is trying to counter here.
I'm sorry if I'm coughing a lot. My chest is still from the cold air. It's just
It was a little bit windy out there as well.
yeah, it was, and you're constantly breathing in cold air, so it's definitely tough on your lungs.
But there was spaghetti upstairs, so
I'll get off for sure.
if you like to, I'll let you leave at half-time, and then you can get something
And then I'll come back down.
into your system.
Yeah, no,
It's also
it'll be good.
important to eat after a game, right?
Yeah,
to
yeah,
refuel.
for sure. I'm not the kind of guy that's usually hungry right after a game because I'm still kind of coming down from it. But for sure, in like another 30 minutes or so, I'll be starving. But it'll be sooner than that.
So 40 minutes played, and we are still looking for the first goal of the game on our side. Efforts are looking good, but there's always something in our way, if it is the crossbar or if it is some kind of foot from Tirol players.
Nice job from Nicky. Good ball. Man. What a
Good
ball.
ball. With his weak foot even.
Yeah,
Very well
Nicky's
placed.
really good. He's a beast.
Have you already been to the academy?
Yeah, I have been. Jesse took me the first day with his family, and then I also went for testing. And it's state of the art. It's so nice.
There is this soccer board 360 where
Yeah,
you get delivered the
yeah.
balls by more or less a computer, and
Yeah.
he tells you where to put it.
Yeah.
And Nicky holds the all-time record inside
Really?
this soccer board. Yeah.
I wouldn't think any less, though. I mean, he's so calm on the ball. He's so clean. So it makes him look easy for him. You know what I mean? He's one of those players. So he's one for the future
Master
too.
passer. And I even got told when he that the record he set, I think only aged 15, and it's unbeaten even today. So
Really?
all the first team players, all of them tried, but 15-year-old Nicolas Seiwald is
That's crazy.
still the first one.
That's crazy. I would
On
love
the
to.
old
I would
time.
love to try it though. I think. I don't know how I do, but it would be interesting to just. I just want to try it. You know what I mean? Hopefully we do like a game day or something at Liefering, and we'll do that or something. Because you have the ice rink there. You have so many state-of-the-art things there, so it's crazy.
Yeah, that the kind of whole pitch, AstroTurf under the roof is also great for training in winter.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think having an indoor field, I think here with just the weather and everything like that is really nice, especially for academy. You know what I mean? And we had that at the Union too. We had it in the Union Academy. We had two inside pitches, and then 2 outside pitches. So it was nice.
Something a lot of people won't know, there's a second player who had a spell with the Philadelphia Union. It's Carlos Coronel.
Yeah.
Did you get in touch with him maybe back in the days? Because I
Yeah.
think when he was there, you might have still played with the youth.
Yeah, no, so when he was there, actually, that was my first year.
Oh, yeah.
And he was there, and Carlos is a great guy. Of course, he was with the Brazilian guys because he doesn't speak much English, but he was a great guy when he came, and he's really funny. He's constantly playing cards, which is great. Him and the Brazilians were always betting and doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, he was a great guy, and I call him Carlitos because that was his little nickname at the Union at the time.
Carlitos.
yeah,
Delivery
Carlitos.
from Adeyemi. Maurits Kjærgaard follows it up.
Oh my God.
Oh! Only
Holy
just
crap.
do they clear it when
Wow.
Junior Adamu tries it.
So he tried
Fourth
flicking
time
it.
lucky they tried it.
Wow. That was really close.
Here we
The
have it
first one
again.
was going in for sure.
Then there's Okugawa.
Oh,
And he tried it
what
with a flick.
Yeah, what a save.
And Oswald saved it with his face.
Tried by Farkey too.
Yeah, Patrick Farkas, quite some story. He suffered a stroke just 1 year ago and then recovered. And he plays pain-free, if we believe him. And there
Grundle.
is...
Goal.
Oh, and as
Karim.
good as he has saved just a minute ago, Oswald makes a mistake, and that's Karim Adeyemi who capitalizes on it and makes it 1-1 just
Good
before
finish,
halftime.
man. So quick.
And you need to be always aware in this kind of situations. Just plays it around Oswald, who
Oh, that hurt.
gets unlucky. And then one of the defenders clashes with the post. I think it was Behutnik. Painful. But nevertheless, Karim Adeyemi gets his first one onto the score sheet. Also for him, many more to follow, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. He's a great player, Kareem. He's so quick and he can strike a ball, and he's got all the qualities too, and he's definitely one for the future too.
Karim, who has also already scored in the UEFA Champions League, made it 3-1 in our game against Lokomotiv Moscow on the 1st of December of last year. So 1 more minute to be played.
Are they checking for something? What's the stoppage?
I don't really know. I guess it's not VAR.
Oh, I
though.
think it's the guy that got hit on. I was going to say, there's no chance there's VAR in a friendly. Oh, it's this
Oh,
guy.
no.
Yeah, he hit the post really hard.
That's Behutnik, and we said it before. That looks really painful.
Yeah, that was. He hit the post really hard.
Now they have to play with 10 players, at least for the last minute. They can change at half-time.
Yeah.
Having a full bench of 10 players with them. For us, most of the players that would be available have already played for the first game today. So it's only Valke, Baido, Sheshko and Okafor. And this is the final whistle for the first 45 minutes. Thanks, Brendan, for joining me.
No, of course. I love watching the second. I love watching this team play, and it'll be fun to watch the second half with you.
So if you want to just leave for a little bit of spaghetti bolognese, you,
For sure, yeah.
you can do that as well. We have the 2 goals of the first half as well, and then we go into a commercial break. And if you like to join me again after dinner, you can do that.
Sounds good.
So that's the first goal with WSG Tirol, and that's the second one with, that painful,
Yeah, that looks painful.
the painful challenge that ended up in the post. But Karim Adeyemi scored for us, and so it is 1-1. After 45 minutes, we will look for the second half in just a little break, and the commercial is going live now.
Red Bull verleiht Flügel.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Yeah, I feel good. Oh, I feel good. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
Make your day a happy day. Du kannst ein Tablet gratis haben. Zu allen A1 Glasfaser-Internettarifen. Superschnell surfen im 5-Giganetz von A1. Rund um die Uhr mit maximaler Stabilität durch ungeteilte Bandbreite. Für unlimitiertes Online-Vergnügen. Egal wie viele deiner Nachbarn gerade surfen, streamen, gamen oder Katzenvideos schauen. Jetzt mit Gratis-Herstellung. Und das Tablet?
Ist meins.
Du kannst alles im 5-Giganetz von A1.
Du willst trainieren wie die Profis? Deine Idole kennenlernen? Und unvergessliche Momente erleben? Dann komm in eines unserer Bulls-Camps und sei dabei.
Wann hast du es das letzte Mal glücklich gemacht? Dein einzigartiges, besonderes Talent, das geteilt werden will. Mit anderen oder nur mit dir selbst. Das nicht viel braucht, außer Aufmerksamkeit. Alles andere kommt dann ganz von selbst. Talent comes naturally. Organics by Red Bull.
So we are back, halftime here between FC Red Bull Salzburg and WSG Tirol. And you see the score is 1-1. Can Rogul made it happen for Tirol. They went into the leading position after just 24 minutes, and then just before halftime, Karim Adeyemi equalized after a short blip of the goalkeeper of Tirol, Ferdinand Oswald. And yeah, he capitalized on that, put it home into the back of the net, and this makes it 1-1. Now, of course, this game is on a little bit of a higher standard, also compared to the opposition, WSG Tirol, a team from the Austrian Bundesliga, being placed in 5th, just after 13 games, after, I'm sure, maybe also a little bit further into the season. And FC Red Bull Salzburg lining up the second team of today. Just to recap, we had on the field Carlos Coronel, Albert Valci. We had to complete the back four, David Affengruber and Omar Solé, Patrick Farkas on the left-handed side. Then we had in midfield Niki Seiwald, who played in the kind of register role in a defensive midfield, trying to initiate play from there. Then we had Masaya Okugawa and Moritz Kiergaard with Enoch Mwepu, and ahead of them, of course, Junior Adamo and Karim Adeyemi. Someone was asking why Brent Aronson is leaving for dinner. I just use these phrases as I wish, really. If you call it dinner or lunch, it's really up to you. It's now 3 o'clock here in Austria, 3 p.m. And Brenton has just, of course, finished the first game of today, playing 90 minutes. And now he is having his spaghetti and maybe joining in the second half as well on the commentary, getting us through the second game of today. As we see that the pitch is still worked a little bit upon, taking a lot of suffering, of course. 180 minutes of football, of high quality football, is played on the pitch today. The weather is cold, it's snowy, windy a little bit. So not only the hard yards to be walked here, but also the weather to be resisted in Salzburg, as the day is, of course, slowly coming to an end. It's very early that the sunlight is going to go away. So between 4 and 5, just after this match will finish, the day will be over as well and the night will start. However, 45 minutes to be played until then, and maybe some more goals. It also took the game it also took the team, the first team we lined up today, 45 minutes to really get going. In the second half, they scored 5 goals. Of course, both games are not easily to be compared to each other. However, really like to look forward to the second half, and I'd like to see maybe some more players featuring from the bench. Of course, I said Alex Walke, Samson Baidu, the youngest of the youngsters, only 16 years old. Benjamin Šeško and Noah Okafor still available for picking. And as we wait for the teams of the second half, I maybe can walk you through some things we have had on our website. So I really much recommend you to check that one out. Always new content, always new stuff every day. Of course, Benjamin Šeško, big feature about him. He is one of the big prospects here at our club, only 17 years of age. We had a big feature on him. We had an interview of Brendan Aronson in depth. We had some behind-the-scenes story of the first 2 weeks of Brendan Aronson here at our club. Jerome Onguené, he has left us to CFC Genua on a loan deal, as well as Majid Ashimeru, formerly a midfielder for us, now a midfielder for RSC Anderlecht in Belgium. And some of the Tirol players of the extended squad, 10 players on the bench for them, they are warming up on the second pitch here in Taxham. Taxham not to be confused, obviously, with the Red Bull Football Academy. Taxham, the training ground for only and exclusively the first team. The Red Bull Football Academy for all the academy teams, youth teams, and FC Liefering, as well as the ice hockey club, Red Bull Salzburg, and their youth. So these two are not to be confused. And before the second half starts, I need to go away just quickly to get myself refreshed, and then once the second half starts, I will be back. So the teams are getting ready for the second half of this fixture. The scoreline is 1-1. So far both teams got the fair share of the game with a slight plus of chances on the side of our Red Bulls. Karim Adeyemi and Junior Adamu being the most prominent players with good chances. Maurits Kjærgaard also very active in the attacking third. I like how that team gels already. So many different players, from different places, training usually with different teams. Some of them in the academy, some of them in FC Liefering, and now most of them, of course, here. But now all these talents come together and feature in one single team, which is obviously very enjoyable to see. And now the first players are heading out onto the pitch, and it's only rightfully so that Brenton Aronson rejoins me on commentary. Got a can of Red Bull in the water with him, and he is ready to go for the second half. Perfectly timed. The team is getting back onto the field.
I'm trying this new Red Bull. It's the Red Bull Edition Watermelon.
Watermelon. That's
We'll see.
perfectly translated. Because I can clearly see on the can it says Wassermelone, and Brenton already knows that's watermelon.
What do you call that in grammar? The word that looks like it is, but what it actually is. You know what I mean? Like a watermelon, but it looks like that. But you can tell, like from an American. I forget what it's called in the grammar world. I'm blanking.
I can't really say what you mean.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know what it's called. I know I was learning it in my German classes back home, because there's a lot of words that look like what they actually are. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Yeah, that will be something to find out. And there's a new play on the pitch I can see now.
Šeško.
It's the big one, yeah. Benjamin
That's the kid I was
Šeško.
talking about. Yeah, he's a freak.
Almost 2 meters tall. We had a feature on him just yesterday on our website.
I watched both highlights of KR, Mao, and him.
That's Luka Sucic walking by. Had a good game in the first 90 minutes of today. And Benjamin Šeško, I wrote a text about him, and I thought, okay, I always like to kind of compare players to renowned players, so that
of course.
listeners and also readers can understand what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, of
And with
course.
him, I said there's too many comparisons that can be drawn to Erling Haaland to not mention it. Do you think that's a fair comparison?
Oh, it is. I mean, I've heard from the coaches, they literally, they think that he could be the next Erling Haaland, but there's not the pressure on him. I think every guy likes getting comparisons like that, but I think you want to be your own player, and you should be like that. And for me, I think that he has a huge future ahead of him. I know his mentality. He's a really good kid, really nice kid, down to earth, and he works really hard. So it's only up from here for him, and I'm excited to watch how he does this year.
With him, I think he has not only the minerals, but also maybe a few things to his disposal that Erling didn't have. Erling was, of course, one of the best players now in the whole of Europe, but he had only a left foot. And with Benjamin Šeško, he
Both
shoots
feet.
equally as good
Yeah.
with his right one as he does with his left.
I agree. Yeah, no, both of his feet are really good, and he's got really good finishing on both feet. So it's really interesting. I'm feeling a goal from him today. We'll see if that carries through, though.
Let's see if he can make an effort already. Camera is a bit shivery as Karim Adeyemi is trying for the first time to get into the penalty area. Nicky Seiwald is picking it up, cross to the middle.
What a ball!
Oh, and Junior Adamu was waiting there.
Did he head that? I couldn't even tell.
No, I think it was the defender.
The defender, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why there is a corner kick now awarded for FC Red Bull Salzburg. And Nicky Seiwald will take it. Let's see what he has got at his disposal. Both arms raised. And ball to the middle. Oh, that was a good effort. I think Omar Solé was the last one to touch the ball on the first post. Is there some... As we see it again, no, it was number 34. That was David Affengruber, of course. Is there some idea behind raising one hand, two hands, and all of that?
Yeah, if you have a set play, I think that's what it kind of works for. But I think I think it's more for just set plays. I think if you use like one hand, that's direct. Well, back at Union, it was one hand direct, two hands like maybe a back post ball. You can just kind of come up with your own, and maybe even a set play like a ball, and then you run over it, and then you strike it or something like that. Like we did today in the first half, it just didn't come off.
Okay, so but they vary dependent on the opposition and the game. So it's not always the same two things.
Yeah, no, I think you really have to take those things, these like corner kicks, free kicks seriously, because they're goal scoring chances, and I think it's something that any team can capitalize on, and it's an easy goal. You know what I mean?
A time where they came off so brilliantly was the first lockdown time for FC Red Bull Salzburg just last season.
Good ball! What a ball!
When we claimed the championship, the Austrian championship, I think almost 50% of our goals were in direct consequence to set plays, and that's what we like to do: press them highly. Junior Adamu, and that was a hefty challenge. But for who, though? I mean, it looked a little bit harsh from both players.
Yeah.
And I guess it will be awarded to the opposition. Yeah, you can't let loose when you got them kind of circled into at their own penalty area. You want to get the ball there as quickly as you can.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for us too is if we play the ball forward and make a mistake. I think Jesse does a great job of like, you shouldn't be afraid to take chances. You know what I mean? That's where goal scoring chances come from. And I think he does a great job. If you look to play forward, he doesn't get mad. Like if the pass doesn't come off or anything like that, he kind of promotes that. He wants you to make mistakes because you're constantly looking forward to play forward and create things. So I think for me as a 10, and when I like to do that kind of stuff, well done.
And he leaves him for dead completely.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh, once again,
Ooh,
Benjamin Šeško. That's what he can do.
Yeah. He's got really good feet for a big guy too. But I don't even know what I was saying. What was I saying?
I think what you're trying to say was it's not a disaster to lose the ball in the attacking third.
Yeah.
Because it also gives you the opportunity to regain possession.
Yeah, regain. You can press higher up. So, great feet.
It's Moritz Kiergaard.
Good try.
Then wants to stick it into Junior Adamu. Possession regain as well. Now Yeboah. Did you know number 22? That's Kelvin Yeboah, and he is the nephew of Tony Yeboah, like the one who played in the Premier League in the 90s.
Really?
You wouldn't know.
I don't know if I know him.
You're far too young.
Yeah. I think I'm too young for that. But he was a good player, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, he was not quite JJ Okocha, but he was one of that type.
Yeah.
A lot of trickery, quick.
That was a tackle.
And now that was a bit of a harsh tackle again on Junior Adamu.
Yeah.
Sticks the foot in. And now, is it enough to try it directly? What do you say?
I mean, if Sobo slides on it, then yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what Enoch's got in his locker, but I think he'll probably go in for like a whip ball. If Nicky's going to take it, I think he'll go in for it, even though they both have good shots. But I think the best play right here is definitely whip ball in.
Would you try it from there?
Oof, I don't know if I have that in my locker. For me, I think right on the edge of the box, my area.
So that's Kari
if I were to take one.
whipping it onto the far post.
Good try.
Is it something you also got up your sleeve, some good direct free kicks, or is it more something you would leave to your teammate?
Yeah, I think that for now I haven't taken it. Like at Philadelphia Union, I practiced them, of course, when I was younger. I was actually really good at them when I was younger. But when you take that next step up, you're not in charge of the free kicks. You know what I mean? You got to give it to the older guys that are better than you at it. But hopefully I can keep training at him and get better at him and maybe earn the respect of my teammates on him. But, you know, you have Zlati Junosevic, who had a free kick today and played a great ball, and that was our first goal. So, and I've seen his, like, top 5 goals in the Bundesliga, and, like, 4 of them were free kicks. So we'll see if I get on him, but I would love to.
Yeah, he's more or less known for that. Had
Yeah.
a great spell at Werder Bremen.
But all around, just a great player, man. It's fun playing with him.
Tianos Petzers. Good combination
Lamar.
through the midfield, but possession regained. Now can go quick.
Good ball.
Junior Adamu finds space on the left-hand side. Niki Seiwald was looking to play in. Karim Adeyemi did not, but now the ball is with Junior Adamu. Doesn't quite get it off. Still alive though.
Good ball. Get up, Benji. Oh.
And that was Kiergaard to Šeško, which can be at least noted as a half chance, I would say.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Once again.
He can jump too, man. It's crazy. This kid's got everything. There's like this little ball downstairs that they have on like the ceiling, and I didn't see him do it, but they told me that like it's like high up, like it's a good jump if you want to get to the top of it. And he jumped up there and had it first try, like just standing there, jumps up and had it, and then he put his foot up to the ball. So he
really
literally
did.
had his whole
Because I
leg.
know that one as well.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and
that's freakish.
And when I see that, I'm like, I can barely touch the ball with my head, and he did it with his foot, which is crazy, but goal. Oh, a goal. Oh.
And that was a good chance by Junior Adamu, who still is searching for his first goal. It's kind of like similar to Mergin Berisha in the first game.
Yeah.
He was trying hard to get one, but he was
Almost did
denied
Yeah,
at
but
so many occasions.
Mergim's so good in the build-up too. Like the ball that he plays to me that I played at Patson, like he's just so tricky in those little situations, and
And you
he's a
could
big
tell
help.
it bugged him. that
Oh
he
yeah,
Didn't score
and
today.
that's what great strikers are like. Even if we win the game, they're still gonna be like, "Oh, I needed to do better. I need to score." You know what I mean? I think that's what great players do.
So Albert Valci with the ball to Enoch Mwepu, Moritz Kiergaard,
Ball.
and now Benjamin Šeško. And that's what I like about him as well. He is as well as a
Look at
running
that,
in
see?
behind striker as he is a target man.
Yeah, but those little things right there, I think you can get better at, just the simple passes. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can take those for granted. Yeah, well done.
David
He's a
Affengruber.
beast too.
Very low center of gravity, short legs, but so strong
Yeah,
in these kind of positions.
and he can run too.
Long ball from Kalitos towards Benjamin Šeško. Possession lost though.
So I think it looks like they're playing a different formation. It seems like they're playing with like Junior Šeško and what a goal!
Oh, and that was pinpoint finishing from
What a shot,
Zlatko
man. Not much you
Dedic.
can do about that.
And of course, that is somehow... No, I'm mistaken. That wasn't Zlatko Dedic. That does look like him, but he is a new player that just came onto the
What a
field at
finish,
halftime.
man.
Fredriksen. Nikolai Baden Fredriksen, a loanee from Juventus. Young player, 20 years of age. And there was little that Kalitos could have done here.
Very little. I think it's just for a goalkeeper in those situations, you can't see like sometimes because you got players blocking. It comes late, and I mean he put it off the post and he put it perfectly. So not much Carlitos could have done, but
So really well struck.
we're really well struck. I think that's 2 goals and two chances and 2 goals if I'm not mistaken. They haven't had many.
Long ball from Omar Solé on towards Karim Adeyemi,
Good job, Kareem.
who wins it at the end. Now looks to play in a teammate.
Good ball.
It's good from Albert Valci.
Good ball, man.
Plays it in. Oh, and
good try.
just shy of a goal chance for Moritz Kiergaard.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing almost a... I don't even know, to be fair. Are they playing a 4-2-3-1?
So you're speaking about Tirol here? Or-
No, I'm talking about us. I don't think we're playing with 2 strikers.
Okay.
It looks like it's 2 wingers and a striker, and then, yeah, I think it's a 4-2-3-1. I'm
kind
not
of,
completely sure, though.
Šeško as a wrong 9 or...
Yeah, lone 9, then you have Junior and Kareem on the wings, and then Mao at the 10 now, and then 2 in behind is
I think it
Nikki and
could
Enoch.
be. I don't know. I don't even know if it is correctly spoken in
Yeah.
English. Is it a Christmas tree system? Like
Yeah,
the
I think,
4-3-2-1.
Yeah, it can be. And at the Union, we played. Oh no, I think it's a 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. Yeah, could also be the case with Enoch
Yeah,
and
Enoch and Nikki
Nikki.
at the 6s, and then him at the 10. But the Union played like this for a few years until Ernst came, and then we changed to the Rauta, which is the diamond. And I mean, it benefited us, as you guys could see. We won. But it's different to see this, you know what I mean? We haven't really worked on this as much, but it's good to see.
When you speak about Ernst, you're speaking about Ernst Tanner, who has, of course, roots here at Salzburg, being the academy manager for the best of 5 years before joining Philadelphia Union to become, what was his role, main director, something like that? Good effort again.
He's the GM of the team. So he's the
general manager.
Yeah, general manager. And he came to the club and he had ideas and he put it out there. He got the players that we needed, and I mean, we won the league, and he's done a great job with that kind of stuff, and I give him a lot of credit. And you could see what he did for the Red Bull Salzburg Academy. You see all these young kids coming up, and if I'm wrong, I think he was at Hoffenheim too, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I mean, he's in that pedigree. He's really good, and I think it'll be interesting ball.
Again, towards Junior Adam.
Oh, foul.
Using the full of his length and weight, but stood down here on the ground. Hopefully it's not
Look at that, right in the face
nothing
right here.
serious.
Right in the face right here. Yeah, right there.
That's something you obviously don't want to see. I guess it's not as serious with him, but if someone gets injured in one of these games, pre-season friendlies, just 1 week out of the competitive matches, you just don't want to see that.
No, not at all. That's the worst as a player, I think, because you're so looking forward to your first league game. You know what I mean? Or the first league game since the startup. So it's tough, but it looks like he's fine.
Are the preparations already on the go for the first game of the season?
Yeah, they are. I think that we're doing our ideas, and I think that this next week will be totally focused on the game at Altach. Is that how you say it?
Altach, but almost.
Almost. But yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I mean, every league game is going to be a good game. I think everybody wants to beat Red Bull Salzburg. Every team kind of comes out like that. And yeah, it should be really interesting. But for sure, this entire week's going to be all preparation for that game.
Yeah, they are a good team. Megan Berischer played for the best of half a year there as a loanee, and I guess they have also a good bit to redeem for themselves, being second to bottom of the league, and they don't want to have anything to do with relegation, so they better pick up points.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think every team, that's why it's so dangerous when you play a team that's on the bottom, because they need a win and they'll be doing anything for it, you know what I mean?
Does that put an extra pressure onto you? I mean, relegation is not something that is very common in North American sports because every league is closed.
Yeah.
So I guess we won't have to do anything with relegation anytime soon here. But do you have any experiences with promotion, relegation, or is that something completely new to you?
Something completely new to me.
Good try. Good effort.
Yeah, it's something completely new to me. I mean, in America, you have, I don't know what it is, I think 26 teams now, and they're just going to keep adding more. But in the near future, I don't see when they would have enough teams to do relegation and do that kind of thing. But I think it's something that should be brought to America, because it's almost like I'll put an example, like we won the league for the entire year, and I think that's really your entire year's work, and I think that means more than going to playoffs and basically almost losing. Good try. Basically losing the first playoff game you play, you know what I mean? I think that it's a shame that you work your hardest the entire season, and you do great the entire season, and that's what it's like in Europe. If you win the league, that's the one trophy. But in the MLS, I think that it's one game in playoffs, and I don't think it means, like, you know what I mean? But they definitely need to bring that to America, and it's going to be interesting to see it here.
Yeah, promotion also comes with the one word you might be already aware of. That's Druck. That's a rough translation for pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was Jesse. Jesse, when he first came here, he was asking people, why is everyone going on about Druk? Druk?
Yeah.
What is Druk? I don't know that word.
Yeah.
And he likes to, of course, adapt to this European system with promotion, relegation,
Yeah.
pressure that comes with it, but also give the players the freedom to not always think about I need to win this game because otherwise we won't get promoted, we won't get to the next stage, this and that. Substitution, in Okmepool left the field, and Noah Okafor is getting a few minutes onto his clock. 30 minutes he has left on this game to impress. Do you know why he only gets 30 today? Is he not onto full fitness
Noah?
already? Yep.
So he got, I think he may have tested positive, but it wasn't something that you could transmit. So they just wanted to be safe about it. I think that we need him for the next game. He's a great player. Whenever I watched him, he has great feet, so we definitely need him for the next game. So I think that they're just trying to get him some time, so he can be ready for the next weekend. And
Noah is one who likes to take players on one-on-one.
Yeah.
Maybe the best one at the club at this.
Yeah, I've seen some highlights. I've watched the games live from back home, and you can tell 1v1 he's so comfortable, and he can make those little plays, cutting inside, shooting. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he had a hat trick a few weeks ago. And
against this team as well.
Really,
against WSG
really,
Tirol. Yeah. So maybe he gets us out of jail here.
Yeah, no.
Because we're trailing at the moment.
Yeah. No, but he's a good player, and it'll be interesting to have him back. And I can't wait. He's been such a nice guy too. He's really been nice, and he's been welcoming. And he said like you're welcome to come over and just chill and do that kind of stuff. So he's been great.
The Swiss attitude.
Yeah.
Some of the performance analysts have told me he's the quickest player on the first 5 meters in the sprint.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why he's so good 1v1. You know what I mean? He's so deceptive. He has a few first really good steps, and he's just a fast guy in general too. You know what I mean? But I think he was at FC Basel, and that's a great club too. But to make that step here, and you can tell he wants to take that another step after this. So.
And they changed their goalkeeper, so Ferdinand Oswald, who is the captain as well as the goalkeeper, he is not anymore on the field. But Benjamin Ocegovic is now the new man in between the sticks. Benjamin Ocegovic, his father trained me when I played in my youth career.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Damir Ocegovic, also a seasoned professional in his own right.
Good tracking.
And that's Carlitos.
Carlitos.
Yeah, I go with that name, I guess.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
I think it's
funny.
The
you know
little
what I mean?
Carlos is the Carlitos, right? So that's how Portuguese works.
Yeah. Go ahead, take your space. Good ball.
Karim Adeyemi finds space here on the right-hand side.
He loves this.
Wants to tuck
good
in.
try.
Well, that would have been an immense try, but somehow the space wasn't left there ahead of the goal
It was a good
line.
try, though.
Now we'll look at the tactical formation, as you pointed out. Karim Adeyemi on the left, Benjamin Šeško very much through the middle. And then there is Junior Adamu. Does he try it from there?
Good try. I think he was trying to cross it for Benji.
That's a corner kick, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it's a throw-in. But Albert Valci can deliver them into the box.
He's got a big throw.
I guess at least until the 5-yard line, 6-yard line.
Oh, yeah. I can tell.
Benjamin Šeško trying
Good
to
hold
pick
up
it up
play.
there.
Is Valci the captain?
He's the captain now. He took over from
Enoch.
probably. Yeah, he left the field. As he left the field for Noah Okafor, he picked up the captain's armband, trying it short this time. How is the ground, by the way? Is it?
Yeah, I think
rough?
it's tough because you're playing foul for sure. Yeah, I mean, you know the weather. It was literally snowing earlier today, so it's hard to keep maintenance on this field. But when we started, It was great. It ran perfectly, but I think as the game went on, it got a little bit bumpier and bumpier because it's a little muddier. But I think for these guys, it might be a little bit bumpier for them since it's the second game
It's
on
not
this field.
deep. in
Yeah,
any way,
it's
shape, or
deep.
form.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it? Okay.
I think it's not like it comes up, but like if you step down hard, it will leave a spot. You know what I mean? Because it's heated, so it's kind of soft. But you want to play on it. You don't want to play on rock hard. You know, I mean
Yeah,
that's
yeah, of
worse than
course.
playing on this. But it's a great training field.
I kind of thought turning up today, it could be the case that we have to play on snow with
Yeah.
an orange ball, kind of the old school.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not like that anymore, of course.
Yeah.
Underground heating. Karim Adeyemi.
Good
Brilliant
ball.
delivery.
Oh,
Gets a second try.
good try. That
But
was a great
Yeboah is
ball, though.
quicker. And it's a throw in for Tirol. Yeah, 25 minutes left or so on this game. Do you think we can turn it around?
For sure. I think that there's plenty of time. And I think we've had the better chances. And I think it's just a matter of finishing them. And oh,
That was a little bit of a hard challenge, but Niki Seiwald took that one. Now they try to break on the counter.
it's a good step by Omar.
Foul play, and Omar Solé gets a chance to open the game.
But
Make
yeah,
it square.
I think the thing that was different for me to see, I think even with the second league team we played, you can tell how technical everybody in this league is. I think that that's something you could totally see. Even though they kicked it a little bit more, I think that you can tell even with this team, everybody's super technical and everybody's looking to play sometimes, and on the ball everybody's good, you know what I mean? And in the US, I think that's what they're, oh, good flick, man. Goal.
Now,
Ah. Good try.
I think if he
Ran through
really
that.
pulled through, Karim
Yeah,
could have got
yeah.
there. But it's only a friendly game, you don't want to risk anything.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything stupid at this point.
Do you really think in America, I only watch the highlights of MLS,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to be fair, but it looks a fairly technical league as well. I mean, at least
No, yeah,
attacking
yeah.
players. The South Americans are really good.
Yeah, no, I think the South Americans are very good, and the league has definitely gone up for sure. Like, I can't say, like, it was, for me, I thought it was a very hard league to play in for a young player kind of coming up, because you don't see as many young players playing in the MLS at this time. Only a few are, but I think it's a very athletic league, because you have a lot of South Americans, and you have a lot of
Oh, and that was Yeboah on Patrick Farkas.
I think he's fine, though. Oof, this looked bad.
I think he had the eyes
Oh.
only on the ball, but didn't touch the ball. Did touch
Hopefully
the
he's
face
okay.
of Patrick Farkas, though.
Yeah, I think he's good.
He's a warrior.
Yeah, he is a warrior. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, about the league. Yeah, I think it's a very athletic league, so it's definitely tough for a young player. But it definitely sets you up for the future, and I think it's only getting better for sure.
Some of the people I talked to were a little bit struck by how thin you are and
Yeah.
how tiny you are.
Yeah.
But it's that there's surely a frame there with you that you can grow into. Do you think
Yeah.
at 20 years of age you will get
Yeah.
a lot bigger
Yeah. No.
within your career?
Yeah. I mean, I hope so. I'm in the weight room a ton, and I'm that kid that's like, sorry, I'm like that kid that has never really been able to gain weight like that. I've been a late bloomer my entire life. I was never the biggest ever. So I had to work through that, and I had to come up with my own ways to deal with games when they were more physical. So that's something I'm hoping to get better at, stronger and faster in that
Do you
kind
think
of
that's a
sense.
benefit for a young player if he is a late developer to
Yeah.
kind of have the necessity to play games a different way? And
Good try.
that was a good try. And not being able to rely on the physical presence and always have to work
Yeah.
around it, so you get more creative maybe.
Yeah, no, for me it was a huge, I think it was a huge part of my development because, like I said, I was not always the fastest, the strongest, and like in that sense I was always small. And I think I had to come up with ways to deal with playing with bigger players because I played with bigger players my entire life, playing up and just playing against like bigger players. And I think for me it was just coming up with ways to deal with those, and I think it's being smart, and I think that the intelligence of the game, the mentality, for sure helps, and I think that finding little pockets where you have more time on the ball, and me constantly working on my feet with my dad and my brother, and working on passing, all that kind of stuff really helps, and it's something that it helps me today, even playing in the game today, even though a lot of people are bigger than me.
That's for sure. Moritz Kjærgaard being one of them.
Yeah.
Really tall guy.
Uh-huh.
Now Albert Valchi driving through the middle. And now only 2 people left in the defensive third of our game. Restverteidigung, as we call it in German. Don't know what's the correct word in
No, I've
English.
heard that. Rest defense.
Rest defense.
Yeah. I've heard that a ton. In Boxverteidigung.
Boxverteidigung.
That's like defending the box, right? Yeah. Jesse's been on top of it with that. he likes to say the same words over and over again to get it in our heads, you know what I mean? But
Can you give us a few examples?
Boxverteidigung, Restverteidigung, Raus, Anlaufen. What's runs in behind? I'm blanking. Like what's runs like to run in behind? Do you know?
Well, Anlaufen is kind of like that, but that is runs in behind. In die Tiefe?
In the Tifa, yeah,
die
that's
Tiefe,
it. Yeah.
So
And I've heard
into
that.
the deep, if
Yeah,
you want
ball
to
deep.
translate it roughly. Yeah.
Ball deep. He constantly says those, but it's good though because we definitely, I think that's what will help us.
You pick up German really quickly, I have to say.
I think that it helped a lot getting classes before I came here. Just kind of getting used to the language a little bit, learning the numbers, learning the days of the week, the months, and just the basic kind of like V-gates, that kind of stuff. And I have my teacher now. I've had 2 classes with him. He's a great guy, so it's nice to have him. Good feet.
Question to Brendan. How was the transition from Philadelphia to Salzburg and the United States to Austria? Maybe
Yeah.
you can answer it culturally.
Culturally, yeah. Culturally, I think it's just you don't really see cities like this in America. So old, rich in culture. What else can I say about it? I mean, I walked around the city a few days ago, and I was walking. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see Scotty, the the trainer, and I was like, whoa, like that's weird. I'm kind of like just walking around, and I see him, and I ended up going on like a 3-hour walk with him around the city on my day off. It probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but it was good seeing the city. And you don't see castles in America. You don't see that kind of stuff. You don't see, there's like this wall part of it. And it's so old, it's so rich in history, and you just don't see that in America. And as I keep learning German, I feel like I'll keep hearing different things here than we hear in America too.
Yeah, it's one thing learning German and then understand the regional dialect.
Yeah.
Because I'm also not from here initially. I'm from Vienna, and of course I do understand people from Salzburg. But it's when you go from here to Vienna, which is also only a 2.5-hour car drive.
Yeah.
People speak differently.
People speak
Germans
different.
speak differently to Austrians. Austrians speak differently to Swiss. So all of these regional experiences you can gain, I think it's really nice. And also, football-wise, Tirol is trying now to mix it a little bit inside our half. And that's a throw-in for them, even though Patrick Farkas sees it differently.
Yeah, I couldn't tell it was too far. Nice job with
Noah
Noah.
Okafor picks it up.
Good try.
It's something I saw you doing quite a lot of times, that kind of shifts onto the right foot, cutting in,
Yeah.
trying to open up the body.
Yeah, that's the best part about playing in that position. Coming back, getting the ball, being able to turn, open up with my right, dribbling past people on my right. That's I think my biggest thing, because I feel like I'm pretty quick, and my little change of pace to get around someone is good too. So that's kind of what I use to my advantage.
Apparently, it's the best place to be creative in the field, because if you are out on the wing, there's only a few options you can play in. If you are central, there's a lot of pressure on you, but if you are in the half spaces, you can basically play to the right as well as you can play onto the left.
Yeah.
And you get usually the time and space to really make the options work.
Yeah, for sure. I think that when you play the center attacking mid spot, there's not a lot of space because usually you have a 6 on you or someone's following you around, and it's tough to find space. But I think that you always have to have that mentality of taking chances. I think that's the biggest thing as a 10 is if you don't take the chances, your team won't score the goals. And I think that that's something that Jesse does a good job of here, and I think that it should keep being used when you're a 10 is just take chances, take chances. Who cares if you mess up? That 10th ball will work and will score, you know what I mean?
Do you think it's easier playing as a part of two 10s, as we like to do sometimes in a 4-2-2-2, compared to playing as a lone 10 in the center of the field?
Yeah, both positions have their own benefits, you know what I mean? I think that,
good ball into the box, but not really many players there.
Yeah, no. I think it's different. I think in the Ralta, you're as a 10 and you have to make more runs in behind because you're almost like a false 9 in that sense. And I think that when you have two 10s, you can more or less come off the sideline. Like you're kind of playing a winger, but you're really not because you can come off the sideline, get the ball like that. Wow, look at Omar go. You can come off the wings, turn inside, and then you have your other 10 where you can play across the field to him, and you don't have as much responsibility. But I think for me, I think playing the two 10s is a little bit more because I like coming off the side. And as the 10 in the Ralta, I think you have more freedom, but it's also hard to get the ball.
Very congested area, of course, centrally. And there is Junior Adamo dribbling through the congested area.
Not a foul, wow.
Doesn't complain though, so maybe we are wrong on that one.
Yeah.
David Affengruber picks it up. Patrick Farkas tries to work it towards Benjamin Šeško. One player I liked watching a lot for 45 minutes was Amar Dedic in the first game. I think he had a brilliant performance.
Yeah.
Do you think he can be an understudy on the left to Andy Ulmer?
Yeah, for sure. I think he originally is a right-footed player, so he can play at right back. But you can tell technically he's unbelievable. Look at this.
Oh, look at the pace of Benjamin Šeško.
But yeah, you can tell technically he has the ability to play in these positions, and he can get out of tight areas, and he can take people on 1v1. You don't really see that from a left back or right back, but he has that ability, and I think it's, in this day of age, it's amazing to see that, you know what I mean? It's really helpful in the modern day game.
Wasn't he the player that delivered the ball for your goal today?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So he
it was a good ball.
got an assist as well. And that's,
that's fine.
just nearly a mistake because Niki Seiwald swept up for Kalitos. And now Noah Okafor trying to work it upfield with Niki Seiwald brilliantly towards Albert Valci. Can he get it?
Good try.
Valci again. He played in that part of the world as well. Albert Valci in Tirol, but not for WSG Tirol, for Wacker Innsbruck, which is kind of the local rival. He had 1.5 years there, and then was a little bit confused when he got the call from Salzburg. Wasn't expecting a career as big as this one, as the one he's playing right now. Oh, good shot.
Good try.
Niki Seiwald.
Good ball. Good try.
It's again now.
Good ball from them.
But that's offside, surely.
If the one player's offside for sure.
Now Omar has the time and takes it out to Patrick Farkas.
He's been everywhere. He's been up and down that sideline the entire time.
But now very little clear-cut opportunities.
Yeah, I think everybody's starting to get a little tired now, but hopefully they can get through this and get some more chances.
Is it, if you only get the chance to really play 90 minutes of a friendly game against a different opponent, do you think is there more necessity to maybe play internal test matches before you jump into the big competitions. coming
Yeah, I
up.
think it was great for us to play that inter squad last week. I think that was really good for us to do that. It was really high. It was back and forth. It was a lot of fitness because you're constantly just running back and forth in inter squads because you have two really good teams going at each other because it's split in the middle and everybody's good at this club. So it was good.
But can it really simulate a real game if you play internally?
Honestly, it is a little different. I don't really know what the difference is. You know what I mean? I think it's just like a lot more running in your squads, I guess you can say.
Really?
Yeah, but I think that the games are always different. But I think that it's always good to do that before maybe you get into a game like this. But you should always play one of these before your season.
Good ball to the middle from Karim Adeyemi. Chance still alive. Faki looks to play him in.
He's offside.
And that's offside. That is a little
tell.
bit. Well, let's just take it on board. I didn't think so.
Yeah, me neither. Can't really see the line from this area though, from this camera view.
There's one more player to come. I see him running around the little hill behind there, and I think that's Samson Baido.
Yeah, I think they were calling him Sammy. What team does he play for? He was his first.
Plays the under-18s.
Under-18s.
Only 16 years of age.
Wow. He's a big boy too. But he's definitely got a lot of qualities if he's getting pulled up for this.
Don't know if you have seen Justin Omoreji.
No.
He's a year older than Baidu, but he's also I think maybe 195, central midfielder, strong as an ox.
Yeah.
So there are some physiological freaks in the academy for sure.
Yeah, that's not me for sure.
Well, you need to have the best of both
Yeah,
worlds,
you gotta
right?
have the best of both for sure. Oh, he's lining up to shoot this.
If you go to the candy store and do some pick and mix, you don't only take one.
Yeah, no, for
you
sure.
take the best
them
of
all.
both. So,
He's
long range
shooting
effort.
this? Oh my god.
That was at least 30 meters out.
Good feet, man. Really good feet.
It's Karim Adeyemi. But somehow it's not so easy to cut through that tight-knit defense of WSG Tirol. And they're also very esteemed at playing out of the back.
Oh wow, they're still playing.
Working it good.
I thought they called a foul.
David Affengruber picks it up.
Alfie's been good and the rest were tied again. I like him a lot.
That's Albert Walci tries to play it first time.
Nice.
Regains it.
Again.
And was already finished with the situation when he was still in it.
Good fight.
Now has it back. Good effort. And Faki, who can play on the left but is also more familiar on the right.
Yeah.
One of the
It's always hard playing on different
one of
sides.
the nicest guys going.
Oh yeah,
or you
for
have to
sure.
say.
He really is. He's a great guy to have.
Proposed to his girlfriend just a week ago.
I saw
So
that.
he's the next one to get married. Enoch just got married
Yeah. I hear he just got back from
from
that.
Zambia.
Yeah, so from Zambia, and everybody seemed really happy for him. So he's just a really smiley guy. He's always smiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
I used to call him the African James Bond. Looks good in the suit.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, he does. So hopefully, if we have any parties at the club again, like Christmas parties, you will see.
I'll see him. Don't they dress up for Europa League games? Don't they?
Yeah, surely. Oh, and that's the third one, and surely it's now concluded. That's the third goal. A good square ball. Let's see again who it was. It was Brandner who
good
squares
ball.
it to the middle.
Good ball back
And
post.
then it's, the Danish man again. Strikes a second time, Fredriksen.
This is the guy that came from Juventus.
That's the guy who came from Juventus, exactly.
He seems like a
Young
good
man,
player.
20 years of age, and I think they got a real diamond in him.
Yeah, it looks good.
Stands exactly where he needs to be. And then has an easy task to put it across the line, only 2-3 yards out. Well, but surely they always would have it harder against the Bundesliga team compared
yeah,
to
for sure.
you guys in the morning today.
For sure. It's always tough playing these kinds of games, especially when it's your first game in 3 weeks. So it's always tough. And I don't think anybody should look at it any other way. I think it's...
Maybe we can get one back here
Yeah, maybe. Junior's doing well.
against 2. And gets a throw in. If you hear some noises in the background, that's my colleague Manu Buckel commentating in German. So if you're a German listener, you can switch over and listen in German as well. That's a corner kick. Karim Adeyemi, I think, is taking the responsibility.
Yeah, I didn't know he had this in his locker, to be fair. I didn't know he could whip in crosses, too. But he seems to have that.
Takes it short, but doesn't meet the first player.
I always had to be careful when you run in the snow right here, because I always felt like I was going to slip. Like when you're walking down over near the training facility right there, it's so slippery because there's a sheet of ice underneath.
Albert Walci towards Benjamin Šeško. Good footwork, but that's a throw-in for Tirol. Helicopters around the place.
What is there? The airport really close, right?
Yeah, the airport is really close. Sometimes there's military aircraft in
Yeah, I saw a few go over
in service
before the game. Ah, what a play.
That's really good. And now, but for the wrong team though. Yeah, I think the last 2 minutes they won't change much. 1 goal to 3 in that test match, and it is only a friendly, so there's obviously a lot to be taken away from it, but the scoreline is not really a big thing to take into account. Very well played from Omar Zoulé, who has been under pressure here.
I think he's been good.
And now Karim, who tried a lot.
No chance of a foul.
Only goal scorer for us in the second game. Benjamin Otsigovic picks it up and rolls it out. Last time to apply a little pressure here. Albert Walci, Karim Adeyemi. And maybe now Benjamin Šeško. Rangy fella.
He's lanky, but he's not lanky because he's so strong. Like his legs are ripped and his like upper body is too.
Funny enough, the part of the world he's from, Slovenia, and also the following countries, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, statistically, people from there are the tallest in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So the average man is, I think, 1 meter and 85 centimeters.
Really?
So
I didn't
that's
know that.
like,
That's
translated into American sizes, 6'2", roundabout.
There's some big guys then. He's got to be 6'4", 6'3". I think 6'4".
Maybe
This
another
guy
one
has been
for
good.
Tirol here. Finds his teammate, good effort, but straight into the hands of Kalitos. And now that's the final whistle. And that concludes the game. I think the goals will be played once again, and we can watch them. Of course, Karim Adeyemi opened the scoring for us, but only to equalize, and then we got two goals from the Danish talent in the ranks of WSG Tirol, which makes it 3-1. All the hands being clapped here. Referee's hands being shaken, and the goals are being played to us right now. So the first one, that was Shan Rogul, who opened the scoring.
Finish. Yeah, good finish.
ball in behind. We talked about that one. Karim Adeyemi, really good, being a nerve, getting on the nerves of the back four there, and just being quick enough.
What a
to
strike
claim the
this
ball.
is.
Good strike, 25 meters out, pinpoint finish, and then once again, is it the Danish man Fredriksen who makes the second goal of the day to bring it to the final scoreline? Tirol 3, Salzburg 1. I have to say thank you to all our viewers,
Yeah,
to all
thank
our
you.
listeners, and of course to you, Brandon.
Thank you, I appreciate
Thanks for joining me.
It was awesome being here. I like doing this, so it's good.
A goal and an assist today. I
Yeah.
think a very good performance, and
Thank you.
yeah, we're looking forward to see more of that.
Yeah, hopefully, for sure. I'm really looking forward to the first game next weekend. Thanks for having me again, and thanks for everybody joining us.
Perfectly. All the Americans in our live stream, make sure you follow Brendan on Instagram and everywhere else. Download the app to stay updated. If any goals, any trainings, any footage is out there, you want to be the first ones to see it. And with that being said, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.